Hey, happy Monday. Hope it's a great day for you in so many ways. It's a beautiful day. As we advance towards spring, I can't help but think that optimism is just going to be a natural part of us. I want you to think back with me as you come in with me for a little while today. Think back to the days when you were a student in school and you were having to read so much literature in your English classes. Somewhere along the way, maybe you came across the poet Robert Frost. Wrote some beautiful lines. One of the most notable lines is a poem about the road not taken. Maybe one of his best known. But I want to remind you of the lines that stand out as he brings the high point and conclusion to the story together. For it begins with the idea of coming down the road and finding a divergent, and one road was the one well-traveled that many had gone, and the other went off, and you had to lean down and see that branches blocked and so forth, and try to decide which road would be taken. As he comes to that great point in the poetic story, he says, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. You think about our lives, and I think about mine from time to time, we tend to follow our patterns, our traditions, our practices, the things that we have known and experienced already. We like the comfortable sense of where we are. And when we're going, we like to feel like we will be familiar as we go. But think of the places that are adventurous. Think of the places we have not been, where we'd learn and grow, and the things that we have not seen that we could see. Of course, I'm speaking to myself, I think, as much as to anyone. And a reminder, there are so many things to see and do that we haven't done. So we trap ourselves within our confines in a way, without thinking beyond or outside the box of where we are. But Frost reminds us there may be a road that we haven't looked to, a thing that we haven't taken in our lives, a challenge that we have not striven to meet. And it just might be the one that makes all the difference. Perhaps there are expressions of love we have not shared. Perhaps there are adventures we have not undertaken. Perhaps there's learning we haven't applied. Perhaps there are places we have not gone. Perhaps there are people with whom we could associate, but in all these cases, some sort of fear has kept us back. We've not entered the place, we've not tried the thing, and so we've hesitated. But with this hesitation, Frost reminds us that it may be in taking that less traveled road that we find the greatest adventures and the most pleasing aspects of life. There were some disciples of John the Baptist who had listened to him carefully and even seen as he had pointed out this Jesus and called to them and said, "Behold, the Lamb of God." And they had begun to follow. And in the first chapter of the Gospel of John, it says, when Jesus turned and seeing them following in verse 38, he said to them, "What do you seek?" And they said to him, "Rabbi, where are you staying?" The unknown was still there. In the very next verse, 39, he says, "Come and see." And when they did, their lives were changed. It's hard to imagine where the unknown road will take us. It's hard to imagine what adventures we might see. It could be challenging. Maybe it's safer to stay on the well-traveled road. But aren't there things in your life? Aren't there places you could go Aren't there things that you could do without great harm and great risk of life, but with great adventure and great rewards, if you were just willing to take the road that is less traveled by? Jesus said, come and see. I think there are people who are afraid to. But let's make sure that you and I are not among them. So today, let's think about some of those roads less traveled. And just maybe we'll find the greatest adventures of our lives. I hope you're having a great Monday. As you begin this work week, I hope it brings you great blessings and joy. And I tell you what, we'll try to share some more things as we get a little further down the road. Thanks for being with me today.